Bam! It's time for a review. Retro edition. What we have here today is G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra Air Viper with Rocket Pack. I picked this guy up at a used bookstore. You see in the bottom here. Paid about $14.95 if you see that. So you got to keep your eyes open when you go to these stores. This guy's sealed in the box. Now the box has a little bit of damage. It's gotten a little bit of love over the years. But, you know, it's not too shabby. You can't really complain about it. Now, I'm totally going to open them because that's what we do here. Like you can see, the box here is kind of messed up on the top. Oh, trooper down. But here's the back. You've got the little card here. Talks about the Air Viper. They were pilots flying next generation aircraft. Pretty cool. Take a look at that. This is the actual aircraft itself and it has elevating cannons. I really like this old school art. This old school packaging. This was released in 2009. You can see right there. So when you see something like this at a store for $14.95, that's probably what it's sold for in the store. So can't complain. All right, let's turn them around. All right, this is what we got. What's going on back here? Oh man, Jonesy, you're getting all hemmed up. Oh man, all right, well, let's move on. All right, let's get this guy out of the package. And here he is. Now, I say retro, but this isn't the traditional retro, you know, the really older G.I. Joes. This is more of a modern take on retro, I guess, from the early 2000s time frame. This is the Air Viper. It comes with this really cool stand that's actually like a, I don't know, like, it reminds me of those, like, dog tags. It's got the Cobra symbol on the bottom there. Pretty cool. He's got one weapon here, fits in his hand pretty nicely. The plastic feels a little cheap, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, this thing was pretty cheap back then. Has a ton of articulation. The arms move, the legs move. They're a little rough right now. A little bit stuck, so I think I want to heat this guy up before I did any more of that. But not too shabby. You can see from the back here that I kind of really enjoy this modern G.I. Joe view. You see I got a bunch of them in the back right there, some Cobra Troopers. And then old Destro there, and a couple of the vehicles. Not too shabby. So this is the vehicle that came with the Air Viper. Kind of enjoy the vehicles too. Move him out of the way. So this is what you're looking at for this vehicle. It's got the thrusters here, but it looks like they're in the front, which is a little strange. I guess that's the afterburner for the thrusters. And it's got a cannon here that goes up and down. Kind of goes up, kind of goes down. Kind of a neat little play feature. Some missiles detached in the traditional style for G.I. Joe. Just kind of peg right in there. Go back in again. If you look at the year on this, it actually says 1997 Hasbro. So that leads me to believe that this was maybe printed earlier in the line. More retro than the 2009 that was actually on the box. Kind of cool. So the guy just pegs right on the back there, and then he can fly on this bad boy. Let's see if we can get him into that pose. Take him off the stand. You don't need a gun, bruh. Yeah, get on there. There he goes. Seems a little weird. Let me get this guy teed up, see what I can do. All right, so I got him in there. It was kind of hard. This bar right here, I had it on wrong the first time when y'all saw it. So I reversed it here so his hands can actually go on this bar. So it has some bit of function to it, which I figured was probably the best option. Now, when I jammed him down inside there's a peg in his back. You see it right there? See that peg? When I jammed him down inside of there, his head actually flew off, which is kind of strange, but, you know, it just popped right back on. So there you go. This is neat. You'd whoosh these things around back in the day, blow up your other dudes. Not too shabby. All right, let's go ahead and let's see up a size comparison. Bam! This is Steve. Steve is about 4 inches. Steve, why you got that gun there, buddy? What? You're tired of being killed? What? You think the gun's gonna work better than the weapon? Than your sword on your back there? Okay, buddy. Well, hey, good luck with that. I mean, I don't know. These Cobra guys are pretty bad, but I don't think they want anything to do with you. Steve is a traditional 4-inch action figure, and he sits about that. I mean, I know these old retro G.I. Joes are traditionally they're referred to as 3.75 inches. He's on the stand there, so you can see that they're about 4 inches together. So I would say the scale itself is 3.75 inch, but they're about the same height there, not too shabby. All right, let's keep it rolling. So one thing I wanted to point out is that this actually came with instructions. Look at these bad boys. Not too shabby. So it goes and tells you how to load the guy into the vehicle. Like I said, I had some problems. If you look at the way this is saying that this crossbar needs to be, it's actually not really correct. This point here has to go downward. So, you know, a little bit of mistakes there, but it worked out in the end. And it actually came with some stickers too. So you look here, it tells you where to actually apply the stickers. Now I haven't done that yet. I have the stickers right here. Pretty cool. And yeah, some old school stuff we used to get. See, we got on the back. Nothing. You could have put a Cobra symbol back there or something, I think. Whatever. So there you go, the rocket pack. All right, Steve, looks like that air Viper's about to take off there, buddy. He might be leaving you behind. I also found this little briefcase here. This came with the package too. It kind of flew when I opened the box, which is kind of strange. But, you know, hey, what are you going to do? This is a little briefcase that has Mars on it. That's Destro's organization, I believe. They make weaponry. I'm not sure what Mars stands for. See here, it's got the number for the briefcase. I don't know why they would print that number on there, but they did. It's kind of cool, things like this. This is made out of cardboard. And if you open it, it's kind of like a matchbook, right? You can put some stuff down in there, some secrets, and he can fly off with it. Kind of neat. All right, let's get moving. I like these little accessories that they included back in the day. We need more of this nowadays. Steve, where'd that air Viper go? What do you mean you don't know, buddy? Oh, Steve, he done flew by. You lived, brother. You lived. Can you believe it? That's crazy. This is the first time. Oh, Steve's dead again. I guess we spoke too soon. All right, let's go ahead and tee up a rating for the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Air Viper with Rocket Pack that you see in front of us right here. I'm going to go with articulation. I'm going to go ahead and give him a thumbs up. Back in these old retro G.I. Joe days, modern retro, you know, they pack these things with a ton of articulation, and I really like it. Let's go with value. For value here, I paid $14.95 for this thing at a used bookstore. Keep your eyes open. They're going to be really expensive if you get them on the secondary market, probably. Especially sealed like I did. And if the box is in really good shape, even more so. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a thumbs sideways on the value. You can't really get these guys anymore. But if you can, I would definitely recommend. Now, for overall rating here, I'm going to go ahead and give this a thumbs up. I really do like these retro modern G.I. Joes. I like the articulation they bring. You can get them into nice action shots for your photo shoots like you see behind us here. Jonesy from Fortnite's got some kind of briefcase there. What's inside of that? And he's got some kind of a, I don't know what that is over there. Some kind of scientific medium there that they pulled out of his truck. Cobra's taking over the day here. So as you can see, you can get these guys into kind of a pretty good shots here, action shots. Now these are the more modern. These were released a couple years ago. These troopers here, and that's obviously a Fortnite figure. But I got some of the old ones sprinkled in as well. Some of the retro guys. Guy on the cannon back there, him. There's a vehicle right here. This guy driving here that killed old Jonesy, or Steve there. He's more retro as well. Retro vehicle. All right, so that's about it for the G.I. Joe Rides a Cobra who likes to fall down. Boom. For the G.I. Joe Rides a Cobra Air Viper with Rocket Pack. See you next time on the next BAM Reviews. I got some reviews up there right now. Super 7, Transformers. So I got some yard sale hauls. Go ahead and take a look at those videos. Give me a follow and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. BAM, out.